Hey guys, just want to make a quick video about how to change the rotors and kind of the brake pads on any Acura vehicle. I have an MDX as well as a 6-speed manual TL Type S. Check out the license plate, pretty cool. But as you can see, I've already got the wheels removed on the front. Back's pretty much the same, they're just a little smaller discs. And on the one side I've already got the rotors removed, as you can see, so I can kind of fast track this video. One thing I want to mention is that when you're jacking this MDX up, there's this little tiny jack point. You can see that I have it. I think a lot of people might frown on that, but what you have to realize is that this is a tripod essentially now, so it's not going anywhere. The back wheels aren't going to let it fall left or right, but if you're really worried about it, down here underneath the passenger and driver's side mirror are some jack points that you can grab some of those little pyramid type jack stands and put them underneath it for security. Also, if you're worried about having the right nut, or the right ratchet piece to take the lug nuts off, don't, because in your trunk right there in your MDX you have this thing that has your lug nut wrench to use if you were to get a flat tire. Now some of these nuts and your lug nuts can be really tight, so I use a cheater bar. I just use the end of my jack stand thing. See, I just go like this and I slide this on the end of it, and now I have a lot more leverage. And some of the other bolts that I'm going to show you in just a minute are really hard, so it really works really well for that too. Alright, I've already got the wheel off as I said earlier, but I'm going to show you how to get the brake pads off and the shoes as well. You have to take the shoes off to get the rotor off, so I'll show you where the bolts are. So I am down here now underneath. There are 2 bolts to get the main center part of the brake assembly off. One is right here, and then there's another one up here there on top. But in order to get the rotor off, you have to take this whole assembly off. So now I'm back here behind. Here's the one bolt to get the main center part. Here's another larger bolt right behind here. This is a 17, this is a 19 back here. You need to take that off to get the whole thing off. And then also there is another one up here, right back in there. You kind of can't really see it that well. Right there. And there's the other top one, just to kind of illustrate where that is. Alright, now as I said, cheater bar works really well. So I have this cheater bar set up, and look, I can do it with one hand. Sorry, accidentally hit the pause button, but look, I can do it with one hand. Boom. Boom. So now this one becomes really easy to turn. And you want to do the same thing on these back ones. That one right there with the 19 millimeter. I think I already said that, but this is a 17, this is a 19 right there. Another thing you want to worry about is this right here. I undo this up here, just like that, so that now this is kind of hanging, and I'll explain why in just a minute. Alright, so now you can see, got that loosened, right? So you got to put this somewhere, right? So what I do is I take it and I just rest it behind the whole wheel back here. See that? So it just sits back there, nice and easy. You can use it for later. Nothing gets in the way, nothing gets pinched. Alright, I got that part off too. So now you can see the brake pads. You don't need this off to get those out. They just slide off. And I got new ones that I'm going to be putting on. By the way, these are the ones that I got. I don't know specifically how good these are, but these have a lifetime warranty even against wear out, and they're 55 bucks or whatever. So now we got to take these off, these rotors. Now Acura and Honda, they have these little screws right here. As you can see, that one's kind of stripped. So the person who ever did this last time didn't know about the little trick I'm going to show you. So I have this little nifty little tool called an impact driver. It's not it's a hand tool. It looks just like, let me grab it. What do I do with it? this. So it comes in this nifty little thing. It's got these 4 little things, and what this does is allows you to get those bolts off really easy without stripping it. Let me explain. So a lot of times what you'll see is people, they put this thing, the screwdriver in there, and they tap this end with this with a hammer, which is supposed to work, but obviously it can lead to that, right? So instead, what you can do, same type of thing, you take the hammer or the impact wrench, put it in there, and you turn, and you'll kind of feel it click into place which way you want to go, and you tap the end of it, and as you tap it, it ratchets to the left and lighten. See? Very, very nice and easy to get those out.
Hi, they brought us this to our house, and I wanted to make sure it got to you guys.
All right, hey, thanks.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
it. And do the same thing with this one. See? Very, very, very simple. Nifty little tool, right? So the last thing is that these rotors can be on there really tight. And so what you'll want to do is, that's what these other holes are for. Take some machine bolts like this, any kind will work. As long as they fit, and you screw them in, and you'll see some people probably use like an impact wrench to do it. I just hand screw them in and can use a big screwdriver. I'll show you. Doesn't take a lot. So I got these screwed in, right? And all I'm going to do is take my screwdriver and just screw by hand, and you'll be able to see the whole, oh, yep, see it? Oh, see? It just pushes the rotor away from the rest of the thing. Rotor is off. Now you can just unscrew these. Take them out, pretty easy. And I am taking the rotors to my local auto parts supply place to get the rotors turned. If you don't know, a lot of auto parts supply places will do that pretty cheap. Basically, if you're driving down the road and your car shakes, pulses, you know, when you slow down, or you're coming down a hill and you really notice it, that just means your rotors need to be turned. And they'll do rotors for 15 bucks a piece. Then after that, it's just putting them back on and using the recommended torque for each of the screws and bolts and lug nuts, and you're good to go. Comment in the comments if you guys have any questions. Take care.